So, good afternoon. First year Bcom Computer Applications, Semester 1, FIT, Unit 1. Similarly, first year all BA, Bcom, BSc, Aecc, Semester 2, Aecc, Basic Computer Skills, Input Output Devices, Computer Fundamentals. In that input output devices. So, what are the various input output devices? Today's topics we cover about various input output devices used, commonly used input devices, commonly used output devices, other concepts related to IO devices. IO means input output devices. So, what are IO devices? Provide a means of communication between a computer and outer world, also known as peripheral devices, because they surround the CPU and memory of a computer. Input devices are used to enter data from the outside world into the primary storage. Output devices supply results of processing from primary storage to users. Generally, input output devices are used to send and receives the data or information into the computer and out of the computer. So, to feed some input or to enter some input or data and to receive some output from the CPU or processing unit. So, these generally input and outputs are done by using only IO devices, through IO devices only. IO means input and output. So, this is the simple diagram of working of IO devices. Input data from external world through input devices to the CPU and memory and central processing unit, and the processor data will be sent back to output devices or output units, giving some results of the processing or giving some outputs in human readable form. Human acceptable form means generally it is in English. ఎందుకంటే మనకి computers can understand only binary language or a machine language, but human beings can understand only English or any human language. So that before going to process them, we should convert the instructions and commands into the human readable form, that is in machine language or a binary language. So, commonly used input devices are keyboard devices, point and draw devices, data scanning devices, digitalizer, electronic cards based devices, speech recognition devices, vision based devices. So, all these are different categories of input devices used. So, the first one is keyboard devices, means keyboard. Generally, keyboard have 101 keys and having format QWE or TY format like typewriter. Generally, all keyboards have alphabets, different keys on it, like alphabets, numbers, special symbols, function keys, special keys like function keys, tabs, control key, shift key, arrow keys, up, right, down, home key, and many other keys like shift key, alt key, control key, and we may use combination of all these keys also for various purposes. So, this is the standard format of a keyboard used. So, point and draw devices means generally pointing devices and drawing devices means like they can operate with GUI based environment operating systems like Windows and other operating systems. Pointing devices means generally it is a mouse. Mouse is also built with electrical, electronic and mechanical components to select menus and submenus and to select some icons, objects on the Windows using graphical user interface technologies of a screen. Generally these GUI based operating systems or GUI based applications have like they have some icons, applications like that. And drawing devices means like light pen and touch screens. These two comes under drawing devices. They are generally used to draw something on the screen or on the surface of the application or surface of the screen, like touch screens and light pens, by using some devices called touch screens and light pens. And other pointing devices are also called as like mouse, trackball and joysticks. Mouse is a popular pointing device, and trackball and joysticks are also pointing devices generally used with playing games and video games on the computer and workstations. So mouse is the most commonly used pointing device is mouse. Generally mouses have three buttons: left button, right button and scroll bar button. Left button is used to select or run. There are two types of operations on mouse: single click and double clicking. Single clicking and double clicking of the mouse with left button. Single click means select an object or icon or a picture or something. Double clicking means running of the icon or running of the application. Similarly, right button is used to see and set the properties of the objects, and scroll bar or scroll ball is used to move around the document of a file. So trackballs are generally used to play games and video games and online games or games with some GUI based operating systems, and generally on playstations and other devices. So it is there also have some buttons like click buttons, ball to roll the to operate with the fingers, like that. So joystick is another device which is also used to play some computer games and video games by using computers and workstations. They are also having some parts like ball, socket and buttons, like that. So another important device is electronic pen. It is a pointing device or a pen device. It is also called as a pen device or a pointing device. Generally they are used to write something on the screen and draw something on the devices or surface of the devices using touch screen technology directly with the point of the device on the surface of the screen, and we may allow to save that document or save that file for later purposes. Touchscreen is another device. It is also one of the pointing device, most simple, intuitive and easiest to learn of input devices. So generally we all generally used touch screens on our mobiles and the screens also. By using touch screens we simply operate various commands with our fingers on the surface of the computer screen or on the surface of the mobiles systems by various operations like single click, double click, long press and like that. So another important input devices is data scanning devices, means scanners. What is a scanner? So scanners or scanning devices is another important device. They are generally used to generate or produce some soft copy of the there are two types of copies generally, hard copy and soft copy. Hard copy is used to refer to a printout or a print on a paper, whereas a soft copy means the document in computer file. Generally it is in picture file like JPG, JPEG, like, and BMP files, other files. These soft copy files or soft files are generally used for later purposes. Generally these files are used to store on mails and can be used in many other applications like that. So image scanners. Scanners are different types of scanners are available. Image scanners. Generally these image scanners are used to capture the output or capture the documents or any letters or any pre-printed forms in a computer file, and they can be allowed to store them with various image and graphic files for processing. So these are the two types of commonly used scanners: a flatbed scanner and a hand-held scanners. Another important device is optical character recognizer device, OCR. Another important device is called as optical character recognition, means OCR devices. So these generally used to map images and characters. Generally these are used with word processing softwares. Examples for OCR technologies is OCR is nothing but optical character recognizer. These are generally works like a scanners. So these OCR devices are generally used with data capturing and document storing purposes. And the next one is OMR. OMR means optical character readers. OMR means another type of input device. It is a optical magnetic or optical mark readers. Optical mark or optical magnetic readers. Generally these are used with OMR sheets or like in competitive examinations. We may fill the OMR sheets with dark pencil or pen by marking some circles and squares with some dark symbols. OMR readers or OMR devices are used to recognize these symbols placed exactly on specific positions, and by reading these marks they can process the data. So example of OMR is competitive examinations, pre-printed answer sheets or pre-printed surveys like that. Barcode readers. Another popular important input device is barcode reader. What is a barcode reader? Barcodes are generally printed with some labels. So barcode symbols are generally printed in labels, and they are pasted on various devices and goods. By using barcode reader, we simply read the barcode. Barcode is a combination of various symbols, various different sizes of bars or symbols, and each barcode have a different code or a number to recognize and uniquely. So these are generally used in airports and other places. These are one type of scanners. So this is the example of barcode. So barcodes have different thin and thick lines. They can be read by barcode readers, and every barcode symbol have a different unique symbol for identifying purpose. So another type of input, most popular, another important is MICR, magnetic ink character recognizer. Magnetic ink character recognizer, generally they are used with banks or banking industry for faster processing of large volumes of checks, and every check is uh, coming with some MICR code. It identifies bank name, branch, IFSC code and other account numbers. All these are pre-printed on the check with some symbols or characters. By using MICR machines, we see these details are identified with the MICR machines whenever we insert the check into the MICR reader. So this is the example of MICR character set and MICR readers. Next one is electronic card reader. Electronic card reader is means best example is ATM machines. ATM means asynchronous transmission machines. Generally, we have ATM cards with coated with some magnetic material. Whenever we insert this card into a ATM reader, it simply recognizes the card and starts processing. So all cards are coated with some magnetic material to read by the ATM machines. They are called as electronic card readers. And another input device is speech recognition devices. These are used to recognize and identify various speeches and voices by the users. So next popular input devices are visions. Visions means generally monitors, printers, plotters, screen image projectors, voice response systems. All these are most popular output devices. These are the most popular output devices used: monitors, printers, plotters, screen image projectors and voice response systems. So generally output devices are of two types: soft copy output and hard copy output. Soft copy means they are used to produce some soft copy files, whereas hard copy means the output generally available or printed on a paper. Soft copy is generally available in various computer files like JPG files, JPEG files, BMP files, TIFF files, like that. So next is monitor. What is a monitor and what are the different types of monitor? Monitor is the most commonly used output device, and there are many types of monitors are available like black and white and color and LCDs, LEDs, like that. So this is the monitor connected to a terminal. So what are the different types of monitors? CRT. Monitor is also called as a CRT, cathode ray tube. It is also like working like a television or TV normally. Printers. Another important, most commonly used output devices are printers. Generally, printers produce hard copies of the output. There are different types of printers are available. Basically, there are of two types: impact printers and non-impact printers. And many other types of printers are also available like dot matrix printer, inkjet printer, laser printer, like that. So first we start with dot matrix printers. Dot matrix printers are printed with character printers. Generally they are also called as character printers. Generally they can print all kind of images and patterns by using some patterns of dots, and these printers are very slow. Generally these are slow, working with slow, and gives 30 to 600 characters per second, and they are cheap and produce low quality of outputs. So this is a dot matrix printer. So inkjet printers, another type of printer is inkjet printer. In inkjet printers, generally we may produce any kind of images or pictures or characters by spraying small drops of ink. Generally in inkjet printers we may use some ink, various types of ink like color ink or black and white ink on the paper. So generally the speed of these printers are slow, but it gives high quality printing. The printing speed is slow and cost is also slow. Cost is also low, and the produces high output. Generally they are used to print like graphics, charts and images like that. Next one is inkjet printers. So we may continue with inkjet printer. Generally they are called non-impact printers. Impact and non-impact. Dot matrix printers are impact printers, means the print head generally touches the surface of the paper, whereas non-impact printers means they spread some ink on the paper without touching the surface of the paper. So they can be, but they can produce high quality printing, slower than dot matrix printer. Generally the speed is generally 40 to 300 characters per second and most expensive than a dot matrix printer. This is the example of an inkjet printer. Drum printer, another type of printer is also drum printer. They are very speedy printers, like 300 to 2000 lines per minute, and these are line printers. They are also called as line printers. In drum printers, one entire line can print at a time, and they are costly printers. In drum printers, a drum with some pre-fixed characters are used, and some ink may be imposed on these characters to print on the paper. Next, another type is chain or band printers. Another type is laser printers. Generally these are very high quality printers, 600 to 1200 dpi quality. Generally these printers print one page at a time. These are very speedy printers, costly printers. These are also non-impact printers. Generally these are having low speeds with 4 to 12 pages per minute. 4 to 12 pages per minute, and whereas very high speed laser printers can print 500 to 1000 pages per minute. So these are the laser printers. So all these laser printers are generally used in offices and other purposes. Plotters. Plotter is another type of printer. Generally these are used to print some designs or architects. Generally they are used in engineering and architecture works, maps and plans, building plans like that. They are very costly printers, high speed printers. Generally they can be used to print large sizes of documents. like images and pictures and graphics, maps, like that. So this is the drum plotter. So these are the various input output devices generally used. Thank you.